Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you my Atlas build. So Atlas, it took me a while to actually get a nice build with him. He actually has several different types of builds that you can do because he's just very versatile in a lot of different ways. You could make a crowd control build. You could also do like a straight damage build. But the build I'm going to be showing you today is a straight damage build. I made it so that he pretty much is 1 and also his 4 is actually really good. Pretty much everything else is kind of garbage. You really don't want to bother with that in this build. The 2 I mainly use for defense missions, but that's pretty much all that it's for, honestly. Like I rarely use the 2. But let me show you the build. So let's get to modding.
Well put together,
Um,
operator. Now get out there
Let me let Ordis finish.
cut down the and make the Lotus proud.
Okay, thank you, Orders. Okay, so I start off with Steel Charge. This is the main mod I'm using for my aura right now, mainly because I go into melee a lot with Atlas, so I feel like there's no real need to change it out. I mean, if you want to change it to something else like Corrosive or whatever, you can, but I feel like it's not really that necessary. I like using this because at least a little bit more damage on the melee, so that's good. I'm using a lot of different damage increase mods, so I'm using Blind Rage now. Before I was using Continuity for the duration, but I actually changed that out because I noticed that the duration, especially on the 4, it still lasts for about 31 seconds-ish. Even with a minus duration build, you see I'm running at 73% on duration, and it still lasts a good amount of time. Like I don't need the 4 to be lasting a lot longer than that. I mean, you can, if you want to, put a prime continuity on there instead of blind rage, and you can have a little bit more duration. You probably can get it up to about a minute, but I feel like it's not necessary. I try to use the 4 almost as if like it's a special power, like it's some like ultimate, like here, like summon crazy monsters that are gonna come and beat your ass, you know. So that's how I built it. But blind rage I'm using for strength as well as intensify and transcendent fortitude. So this is max damage build right here. The main reason why I did this was for the 1, because the 1 does crazy damage. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's also changes up the monotony of just punching and meleeing mobs all day. You can go in, you lunge into the battle, and then you can start doing melee or whatever you want. Like, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. I'm using quick thinking for survivability as well
Operator, did
as
you hear that?
vitality.
It said
It's really important that you have vitality in the build
cosmic background
because
radiation is a riot.
oh my god, Ordis, could you go away? God. It's really important that you have vitality in the build because it pretty much if you don't have health, then you're gonna be suffering and you're gonna die a lot because he's really squishy. Even with the 450 armor, he's super squishy. Like it's ridiculous. So you pretty much you need to be using a life strike type weapon, or like I'm using the Hyrudos. I'm using those mainly because I don't like having to run life strike on every single weapon, and it's nice not having to do that because you can even use your primary weapon to shoot, and then you can just use your like secondary melee to kind of heal up. And that's what's awesome about the Hyrudos or whatever. But I'm using quick thinking for that extra survivability because you will get low on health, and sometimes you will get to the point where something is going to catch you by surprise and nearly kill you, and this will save your life. So that's why I use quick thinking. I'm using prime flow for increased energy. You don't need fleeting in this build at all because you're mainly going to be taking a lot of damage, like I was just saying. You're gonna be like low on health all the time, then going back up and down. So that's why it's important to be fully melee because you will be low on health pretty much all the time. So that's why I use rage because that will build up your energy, so that way you can get your energy back from just taking damage. So that's what's really good about rage. And then I'm using stretch. That way it can have the 1 can have a little bit more range because you can't really make it that much more because I tried overextended and it doesn't really do anything. Like it'll probably pick it up by like another 3 meters. But let me see exactly how much it does as it is. Okay, the radius is 2 meters. So if I didn't have stretch, that would probably be like 1 or even less. And it kind of makes it a little useless because you're gonna have to go up inside their face to be able to use the 1, which sucks. Like it really sucks. So that's why I put stretch in the build for that reason alone. But yeah, that's pretty much the build right there. That's it. Let me show you my stats. So duration is at 73%, efficiency is at 55%, range is 145%, and then the strength is the main thing in this build, and that's 266%. Alright, so we're going to jump into a mission, and then I can show you what that's like. Alright, so I just made it into a mission. This is on Saturn, so it's a survival mission against Infested. Oh, we got a Cephalon thing. Let's see if we can find him and not kill him instantly, but I doubt it. I always have a hard time keeping him alive. But the first thing with this build is pretty much the way I set it up. It's kind of like he's just a melee badass. So I mainly focus on just doing melee and not really using my powers that much until I'm able to build up enough energy. But let's just try to build up energy, so I'm going to take some damage. And that way we can actually use our powers. But the way that works is you just you press it and it goes into like a combo mode, and it actually does it into a big AoE radius. So AoE meaning area of effect. I always end up saying AoE, and a lot of people don't understand what that is, but I've been playing MMOs for a long time, so I just kind of use it. But you can spam the 1, so it does 3 different combos. So it's 1, 2, and then you follow it up with 3. Everything died, so I didn't have a chance. But with the amount of strength I have in this build, it makes it so that it just does so much damage. And then each time you do the combo, it actually increases it by 2 times, 3 times. Like you'll see the counter come up. You see it says 2 times. So if I would have done it again, it would have done 2 times. Then it would have done like 3 times, or 4 times rather. Look at that. So it doubles it each time. But I ran out of energy, you see, so now I have to wait until I get energy. But you'll pretty much be out of energy all the time when you're taking a lot of damage. That's why I recommend you bring in a nice weapon like the Hybrido Doo-Doos, because it heals you over time, so every time you crit, you're going to be healing. So that's what makes it awesome. And if you're using a life strike weapon, then you're pretty much going to constantly be at full health all the time. So you never have to worry about, you know, dying or anything. But see, this build, I just built it like if it's a fighting class. Like I feel like every time I play Atlas, I'm playing like Street Fighter or something. I don't know. Like it's just a lot of fun. And it's very different from all my other builds. My other builds, they focus on using powers all the time. So it's a nice little change. But finally, I'm building up some energy, so I'm gonna use the 4, so you can kind of see what that's like. It's the big pets, and they actually do a ton of damage. Look at this; they're gonna obliterate things, and they can easily they go up to about level 100s until they stop being effective, and then they start to just become crap. But they're really good. You see, they whoop some ass though. Like they'll just go around, they'll just beat the shit out of everything. He's struggling to hit this thing though. There he goes. He got him. But they last for about 30 seconds, 31 seconds ish. So it's a good amount of time. I feel like it's fine. It's fine for me because I rarely use the 4. And when I do, it's more like a ultimate, like they piss me off type thing. It's like Kamehameha. Here's my pets. I'm gonna fucking beat your ass now. That's pretty much what it is. But see, the 3, I rarely use the 3. The only time I would recommend using the 3 is if, like, I don't know, like if you have a build and spec for it. Like, as you can see, it like instantly just it freezes the mobs. But you can get it to the same way if you built an overextended build with just at least a little bit over 100% on strength. It would still freeze the mob pretty much instantly. But that's going to be another build in the future. I will definitely do another build that's going to be focused on trying to do like crowd control. But not this time. And then this is the 2. So it basically builds a shield. They'll try to beat up the shield and stuff. But you can also press the 2 again, and then it'll just throw it like into like a ball, which is really freaking useless. Like, look, I don't know what it does other than just push me out of the way. It's really freaking useless. Like this character super needs a rework, and I can't wait to see if they're gonna do something with it because this has a lot of potential. Like this is a feels like a Street Fighter class. Like I was just saying earlier. Like it's fun. It's a fun class. It's just not really practical. And there's definitely a lot of Warframes out there that are so much better than this, but it's a nice little change of pace every once in a while. That's why I like playing Atlas. Whenever I'm bored of being overpowered, I can jump on him. That's pretty much the build, though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.